Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the Wishlist account. Now I know a lot of you have been talking about how much you're loving the streaming, loving going through with the Wishlist account. It's been pretty exciting, honestly, to go through here and build this out a little bit. Overall, we have the patch that came up today. Now it was kind of an off patch. So normally patch will come up on Monday. We'll have the notes on Monday. We'll have the patch drop on Tuesday. Because it did have the limited edition, or excuse me, the non-limited edition Robin Hood character that's going to be coming. He's going to be available also in the, I believe it is the Challenger store upon completion. So he'll be joining Mulan and Leo and everybody else that's in the Challenger store. So going to be interesting. Thank you guys for joining me for the live stream today, guys. Wanted to hop on the wish list. Now we got to the point where we got an Ascended hero. So finally, yesterday, we actually got the Ascended version of Damon. You can see, guys, we're building him out. We're just a little bit short on the essence down there. But overall, incredibly, incredibly strong, especially building him out with tier stones, building him out with a lot of different mythic gear already, which is pretty cool, including the furniture. Now, looking here, we do have Orin. He is almost built out as well. Just need, I believe, 2 more copies. But the main one that we've been looking for is Ivan. So Ivan, we actually want to get 1 more copy. Use a little bit of food that we have. We have some chests, we have some summons, have a bunch of things that are going on. If you have questions, guys, I love doing the Q&A. That is why we threw it up here again like we did last week. Definitely drop the questions in here, guys. Early game, mid game, end game, whatever you need to know, definitely drop them in here. We have Lazarus and Brian here, Dark Lucifer, Joffrey is here, Rage, Krylon, Jovan, Tushar, which I haven't seen in a while. What's going on? I'm running at 51.46. It's a hard stage. Yes, Lazarus, absolutely. And what is going on, Raphael? Again, guys, thank you for joining me for the stream. Let's get into these summons. It looks like the Solemn Vow, we actually got something else in here, which let's see. Boom, still leveling that up. My mentor task, complete the labyrinth. Now, if you are a mentor or a mentee, this is probably one of the absolute best things because you pick up all of these right there, these coins. You definitely want to be farming out the Arcane Labyrinth, but with the bonus that you get out of the mentor rewards, when it comes to getting the heroes or building these out, this is huge. Getting more of these Arcane Labyrinth tokens is huge as you're making progression. Now, in addition, guys, we got to the point of the peaks of time. Again, we're less than 2 weeks in here, but the depths of time has opened. That is right. Not only do we have the historic adventures, which if you look, guys, a lot of these are still kind of, got to get through a lot of these, but the Wandering Balloon is open as well, which again is kind of crazy. Started building Wukong from Labyrinth Store, praying for another swap event. Well, once you do get Wukong to 5 stars Rage, you can swap the extra copies in there, which is awesome. What's going on, yo? Seriously, hope they don't have another swap event because it's a waste of resources, no matter how you put it. Yeah, I'm sure they'll do another swap event to a point just because a lot of the heroes, guys, a lot of players don't use and there's not a big utilization with them. But let's get into the summons. Hopefully, now out of the event going on right now, I got some I got the Wilder cards out of the faction towers. We've been farming the faction towers like crazy in there. We have 1 stone in here, which is going to give us a copy of Inoki. Talk about a hero we really don't need pretty much for most any game mode at this point. Inoki is definitely one of them. And then again, we have a lot more rare, which is going to give us food, which is going to be awesome, guys. So in here, we're still looking for more essence. And then this one, Graveborn, because again, we are looking specifically for a couple different heroes in there. We'll open this up. I don't think that'll take us. We're just short of 25, but 9 more hero slots or 9 more Graveborn cards in there. Let's get some more elites. There we go, guys. And there's some more elite plus, so we can continue to build those up. And then, of course, with our Graveborn heroes, the exact same. Graveborn have still and continue to dominate AFK Arena. First, it was with Shamira. Now it is with Damon, which works incredibly well. Seriously, why are they taking Celestials and Hypogeans to 5 stars now? Is it necessary? So the only reason why I'm doing it, Andrew, and I do not recommend this to anyone. Why am I taking my Celestials and my Hypogean heroes to 5 stars? The big reason is the competition. So that is really the big thing. I want to be very competitive in the Cursed Realm, the Nightmare Corridor, and the Treasure Scramble. If I do not have them built, Andrew, it's super, super difficult to really be in the competitive in that top 100 players if I don't have them built out much further. And again, if you're not being very competitive within AFK Arena, I would absolutely not recommend building Celestials and Hypogens up to the 5 stars. I'm doing it because most of the Celestial and Hypogen heroes on the YouTube account as well also do have the engraving. So not only are they getting more stats because of the substats with giving them more stars, but they're also getting the multiplication factor when it comes to adding stars on there, which is really big in there, Andrew. Again, to be competitive, that is the reason. Is it a necessity? Not really, but it's just if you want to be very competitive in game modes, you have to build them out. You have to build them out to be competitive within those game modes. If not, it's really hard and you'll score much lower than you normally would if you don't have the competitive heroes in there. Do the Misty Valley. I think we're almost done with the Misty Valley. At that point, I'm 380 cards, still need 5 copies of Baden. Then I'll do the next hypo. Yeah, building Dims, nothing to swap. There you go. What should I build first? Tamaris or a Star or Orin? Out of those, honestly, I would do Orin. I like Orin. And the big thing, of course, with Orin is Orin can run a team in the Wilder Tower when you get to multiple. He can run one of the teams. He is the primary damage dealer in one of the teams. Tamaris is a good buffer in there. But again, Tamaris I see being used a little bit less than we did in the past. So we're starting to see the buffing aspect of Tamaris slowly kind of fall out. Even in formations, I would say probably the next 2 to 3 months, we're probably not going to see a ton of use for Tamaris. Again, because we're starting to see her kind of fall out of formations. As we continue going through and getting more heroes, I feel like we're just going to kind of see that more and more, that there's going to be less essentially built. Now looking here, guys, we got 38 faction scrolls. We've been farming this again like crazy. And we're trying to follow and trying to finish out our Greyborn heroes in here, which is awesome. I wouldn't say a main buffer. I don't see him used as much, Shadow, even now. What's going on, Japart? Thanks for joining us for the stream. Let's do the summons in here, guys. And I'm going to use all of these too. Now with the diamond specifically, guys, because remember, we got our one elite, our one ascended hero. That gives us chance to get one. We are still looking for 1 copy of Ivan right here, guys, to actually build him up. So I'm hoping out of these scrolls, I'm hoping out of the regular summons that we can get the copy we need right here of Ivan. If not, I'm going to try to use some stones in there and I'm going to try to get a copy of him. I'm hoping with the stream. Usually we're pretty lucky when it comes to the heroes on the stream. Faction scrolls, I still do not like at all, guys. And there is a copy of Oden. And I believe that gives us 4 elite plus copies of Oden. If I am not mistaken, I believe, again, that would give us all the copies that we need of Oden. Even Naru here, I want to get the copy of Ivan without having to utilize all of my scrolls or all of my diamonds to go ahead and do those summons in there. We're at the point, guys, we just need more places within the resonating crystal. I don't have enough slots within the resonating crystal to really summon and get the heroes that I need. I need more heroes. I need more heroes for the factions. And I don't have them right now. We need more of the essence coins, and I'm not buying them out. I haven't bought out any of the slots within the resonating crystal. Might be worth it, might not, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to try to get 1 copy. I'm really hoping we can get this 1 copy of Ivan in here, and it's not going to take a long time. And there it goes, guys. Right off the bat, we got the one that we needed. This is going to be a game changer when it comes to progression. Now, I do have 29 days till we get another one, but that's okay because we still have the diamonds in here, and we are still building the heroes. But that, again, gives us the copy we are looking for Ivan, and we'll be able to build him up quite a bit. Ivan and Damon were the 2, again, that we had been looking for, and still 0. That is right, guys. 0 awakened heroes. We have none. We have 1 card here with Athalia. We are still at 0 awakened heroes at this point, guys. Sad. I know a lot of other players that did pull quite a few copies of awakened heroes, or have seen multiple awakened heroes, but I am not even close. What's going on, Fref? Finally caught your stream. Thank you for catching the stream. Yeah, I agree with you, Shadow. I mean, he is important. Again, Orin's one where you either have him or you don't. And buffing wise, there are a lot of buffers, even if you don't have Tamaris. Even if you have Tamaris, Tamaris does require a pretty big build out as well. Who would I E60 out of Honesta or Naruko? My Mauler Tower is 80 floors behind. I would do Honesta. I mean, Honesta, or no, I would do Honesta, because the big thing, guys, with Naruko doesn't need the engraving. So even looking here, guys, when it comes down here, even looking at most of the tier list, they don't say, even for an optimal build, that the 60 is needed here, because Naruko is a tank. That's one of the big things, guys, where Honesta is actually going to provide you with the Brawler's protection. So you're going to have the big damage reduction rate here, increasing the damage reduction and health regeneration. Without it, she's not as effective. But again, Naruko doesn't need the build as high. Just based on that. What's going on, Alfred Us? Thank you for joining us. All right, guys. So we got a couple more heroes in here. Let's check out Ivan. That is the one that we were looking to build. So we have Ivan, finally another copy. So there is our Legendary Plus. We already have that copy of Naru. And there is our Mythic, guys. That brings the signature item to him. Now he is going to a plus 30 signature item. That is the recommendation for him. Now we do have a little bit more food, which essentially would take him to Mythic Plus. I'm thinking now. Let me know, guys. Would you go? And again, we kind of talked about, a lot of players were on board with Grez. A lot of players were on board with Oden. But looking at the lineup that we have right now, we could actually build Oden up quite a bit using the food that we have, or we could build up Ivan a little bit higher. We could actually take Ivan to Mythic Plus and get him built up there. Damon is where we want him. We're going to, of course, just get a little bit more food and build him out a little bit further. You can see the cooldowns in here, guys, that we've been just kind of rotating through these towers. But again, I need more slots in here to actually be able to build these heroes quite a bit higher. But having Ivan finally built, and we're going to take him up to the one, I think I took him to 180, which that's okay. I can take him back down to 160. I can actually take both of these down to 160, get Damon up to the 200 plus. I'll worry about that later. I'll definitely worry about that. Robin Hood, Alfred Us, I was not too impressed with. Overall, I don't feel like I'm super impressed. One, he's a ranger. The damage didn't seem to be doing pretty well. I don't know. I'm still kind of a mixed review. I can see him being super effective in PvP with the reduction, with the energy reduction and things of that nature. But overall, it seems like he's an energy reduction and energy battery more than anything else. So I'm not too impressed so far. I'd like to see where he lands in the boss comps. But again, PvP, he's going to be 100% effective within the PvP aspect. But out of there, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. I gave up as PvP as free to play. Yeah, free to play is impossible, guys. You're not going to get the free to play with the PvP aspect. It doesn't go hand in hand. That's the big thing, guys. If you want to be competitive within game modes, you have to spend money, period. Even looking on my YouTube account, guys, being in the top 10 to 20%, great. I'm perfect. Yeah, if you want to be competitive again within this game, you're gonna have to put money into it. That's it. That's really it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to, if you want to be competitive, like I said, you have to put money into it. That's it. Build Oden. Ivan can stay at Mythic with the SI30. That's what I was thinking, Lance. Go Grez. Mythic Plus is useless. Now you have to wait for 4 more copies. Yeah, I was thinking maybe, because if I go Grez is just going to sit there. That's kind of the thing. Even with Grez, guys, Grez requires a pretty significant build out to be effective. That's kind of the other part of that, is if we're building out Grez, it does require, again, a pretty significant build out to have the effectiveness of the hero, and also the signature item, things of that nature, to build them out a little bit further. Go Oden now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Robin Hood is the upgraded Pharrell. Yes, I would definitely, especially because, Lance, Robin Hood has the crowd control aspect, which I like. That 4-second crowd control, that's big. Because again, when it comes to the PvP aspect, it seems like The 4-second crowd control is going to be huge. The energy and also the energy disintegration in there, both of those are going to be huge to making progression in a bunch of different game modes. Yeah, that was my thought, Dark Lucifer, is Oden. Hello there. What's going on, Kai? Anyone scoring better dumps than your entire rank down? I rolled backwards everywhere else. You know that Robin Hood will be effective at SI20? It seems like it. So Boltman, it seems like he is not going to require a significant investment, is what, again, a lot of players are saying, even looking at the build. Of course, Treasure Scramble, PvP-wise, he's going to have a big build, but it seems like the effectiveness of him is not huge based on damage. Single target, yes, Robin Hood does look bad. Single target Marco is not going to work. So because I have 4 copies of Oden, guys, I'm going to use these. I'm going to build up Oden a little bit higher. Let's use both of those. And you know what? I'm actually going to save food right there, and I'm going to use Baden. I am not going to build out Baden just like we did with Chimera. There might be a point in time when we actually use Baden, but there is Legendary. And then, of course, we have, I think we have enough copies in here. So we have 1, 2, 3. And there is, again, we're going to keep him where he's at, but we're going to take Oden, because Oden is a damage dealer. That's one of the big things, guys. Getting the signature item built up on Oden, getting him built up a little bit further. And this is going to be a literal game changer for the entire account here. Again, being less than 2 weeks old, which is crazy. I believe right now we're about at 2 weeks. But this lineup right here, we just need probably one more tank is what I'm thinking to be super effective. Again, I've just been putting Leica in the front to work out incredibly well. But even here, 140, I'm going to rearrange some of these. I'm going to take them to 160. That way we can get Damon actually higher. So I'm going to lower down him to 160, and then we'll go 160 right there. But that'll work. That will definitely work, guys, for where we're at. I think we need what? We need 160. Yeah, I'm going to have to work with the levels. I'm going to have to change this up in here. What's going on, Peter? Sorry I haven't been in live stream. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you. Which one is better to get, Mulan or Merlin? I would go Mulan. Mulan still does have a lot of utility, guys. That is still the priority to build. So when you actually get into the shop, the Challenger store, Mulan is still the one to build. Robin Hood, you want to get for free. That is something 100%, guys, without a doubt. Just like what Trisha said, Robin Hood is free. Save the resources, get the dimensionals for free, guys. There's going to be places that he's going to be used, and you're going to regret if you do not get him. 100% you are going to regret it. Even a lot of players didn't pick up Rem, didn't pick up Amelia, or didn't pick up Albedo. They got Ainz. You're going to regret not getting the heroes for free. You have to get them for free. Anytime that they're offered, save your resources. It is a game changer. I can't stress it enough, guys. When it comes to the exchange, get them for free. I always say it. I always say it. I'm competitive as a low spender, but I have a 5-year-old account, so I think there's an expectation the needing to pay. Yeah, absolutely. And again, just like what Lazarus said, guys, you have to be okay with where you're at playing the game. If you're unhappy playing AFK Arena, as much as I hate to think it or say it, but there's a ton of games out there, guys. If this game gives you grief and gives you anxiety and drives you crazy because you can't make progression, it is the build of the game. It is the design of the game. It is how the game is made. It is what it is, guys. There's going to be a point where, again, you're not going to be competitive to a point without putting money into this game, period. And we know that. And we know that it's true. It's true in pretty much any single game that we play. So let's go through, guys. I want to see if we can make some more progression in the Misty Valley. I went through here. I did an initial run with what we had. Did you see Dali put a hint? Yes. And that's what I thought, Beacon. If you guys seen, I just put out a short a little bit ago. It seemed like it might be the Awakened version of Chimera, but the big thing, Beacon, is I believe it is way too early. So as much as I want to get my hopes up, as much as a lot of people have kind of commented in a couple different places in AFK Arena, I believe from the Awakened version of Leica to Chimera, I think it is far too soon. I think it is just going to be a Graveborn hero. It is not going to be the Awakened version of Chimera, even though that's kind of what it sounds like. Or if because of this one being off, we're talking she could carry that for essentially 2.5 weeks. And I don't know where it puts it closer. Only unit I never picked up was Yukio and Baba Yaga. Yeah, Baba Yaga, you could always go back, but Yukio still not really a use in there. My Liberta needs one more copy to 1 star. Very nice, Peter. Liberta is one of the ones you absolutely want to build out. Absolutely. What's going on, LeMan? Mishka or Naruko? I would do Naruko. The big thing right now, Noir, is Naruko is still seeing a lot of utility. Let's see if we can win with Maulers just based on kind of where we're at, but we need 4 Maulers. As you can see, guys, my Maulers are incredibly sad, again, because we do not have the Resonating Crystal, but I'm hoping just killing everyone out that Lucy will be able to just kill everybody. It is what I'm hoping, so we can pick up the rest of these chests. How I'm supposed to be happy seeing players pay 200 cards for Wokes when I continuously go above 600. Random is random, Shadow. I think Shadow's account personally is cursed, meaning that a majority of the summons that he does just are bad. So we have 2 in here, which I do not have him as of yet. I don't think I do. I don't think I have our new, which I do not have Jerome in there. That's okay. Just manage expectations when you're free to play. And that's it, Marco. And even my free to play account, guys, I as much as I love it, I do make Celestials and Hypogens. I make some pretty solid progression on the free to play account. And we have been for a significant amount of time, which again, makes me happy to see. We're working on our 5th Awakened Hero at this time, which again is kind of crazy to think free to play. We're at 5. Is that account on the test server? This one is not on the test server. This is global. The one where I was going over Robinhood, yes, that is the test server. What did I buy from this Noble Society? Do you mean purchase, David, or do you mean just normally? Like Ivan team up with better Orin. Yeah, Ivan and Orin go together actually pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the build of them. What do we got? One more gold chest, which is, we don't have Frampton or Nara, so that one's kind of SOL on there. And then 11, I don't think is up. We can only pull 2 chests out of here, guys. I'm going to have to merc some more of these heroes, which there is Celestials and Hypogens. Both of those we didn't have last time. When do I get to Dimensional? The Dimensional Robinhood should be up Tuesday. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, Talon is with the hero, with the patch being on an off time. I think Robinhood is still going to be up on global servers on Tuesday. He is just going to be very, very short-lived when it comes to the patch. So I think the patch is still going to drop on Tuesday like we normally see it, which is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see exactly if it does just pop up, if the notes pop up on the servers tomorrow, and then Tuesday is going to be the one essentially on the global. So daily, guys, Temple Rift. So Temple Rift, I went through, and I know on the last video, this is kind of where we left out. Defense Forces, I need a second team. So I made it through my 41 floors. I can't make any more progression because I don't have a second team. I got to get somebody in here to be able to go through here and actually finish out the second team. I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back and try to hopefully get another hero or 2, get some beacons behind them, because right now, like I said, I'm really stuck with where I'm at based on 11 days left of the Temple Rift season and us literally just joining it right now. It's incredibly hard. Waking like it was 2 weeks late, so this could be a way. That's what I was thinking, Alfred Us. And again, there were some people that were kind of lining it up because they said about every 2 to 3 months. But again, what I was also thinking in that point of the awakened version of Shimira, if that is the case, Alfred Us, because if they're pushing Shimira even a little bit earlier, due to the simple fact that we will have the holidays. So we're going to have, of course, we're going to have the Thanksgiving holiday. We have the Christmas holiday. And I don't think they want the awakened version of Shimira or an awakened hero at all kind of interfering with what they have planned for the holiday season. Because remember, they said Q4, so actually this quarter, that there were going to be a lot of changes to come to AFK Arena. There was going to be a lot of updates in a bunch of different ways. That is yet to be seen exactly what they're planning or how they're going to do it. But again, it's going to be interesting. And I think it might be like you said, it might be just a little bit earlier with Shamira, between Leica and Shamira, just because they don't want to run everything into the holidays. It is kind of my thought as well. Is Liberta and Lucilla a good combo in a team? Yes. Yes, they are good together, Peter. Especially because Lucilla, if you ever built, she does the resurrection for Liberta, which is really, really good. Should I exchange my scroll for useless ascended Lucius for legendary Naruko or Oden? Honestly, Mikkel, Naruko, I absolutely love. If you're looking tank for tank, I would definitely go Naruko. Naruko is going to have some use, but the exact same with Oden. Oden is going to absolutely have some use cases in there. I can see both of them, again, doing incredibly well in different game modes. Both of them are good. I like Naruko. So purchase from the Noble Society. So here, guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to show you probably on this one, just for the simple fact that this is what we already chose with the essence in here. But out of the Noble Society, guys, I get the elemental cores and the red chests, and then I pick up the Poe coins and I pick up the engraving mats. If you're buying both of these out twice, again, this one specifically, as well as the other one, guys, they are free to play. I don't put any money into these, but overall, that is what I buy out of that Noble Society. David, is the cores and the red chests out of one, and then I buy the engraving mats and the Poe coins out of the second one. Now, one thing I do want to look at is the Oaken, guys. I'm going to pull up my little tier list over on the side, and I want to bring in and I want to see about building this tier list out, or building out the furniture in here with the wish list. So in here, guys, I'm going to go with Daemon, because Daemon, and I usually do 2 of each faction, and I do this kind of systematically. So in here, I'm going to put 2. So we're going to go, even though we don't have her built as of yet, these 2 we're going to build. So Scarlet, absolutely. Then we're going to put Palmer in there as well. Now, looking at our second tier, again, looking at the furniture requirements, we have really Honesta, we have Skarath, we have Crescio. I'm going to put Crescio in here as my other one that needs furniture. I don't even think we have a copy. So we're going to put Crescio in here, and then I'm going to put Honesta in here. Those are the 2 that I'm going to put for our Maulers. Now, looking at our Wilders, we're going to do Orin, absolutely, guys, because we know we're building out Orin. And then furniture-wise, I'm going to put Tamaris in there because we're going to build out Tamaris. And then, of course, for the Graveborn, we want to put Daemon in there. Daemon can already have furniture. Grez, Silas, Oden all need it. So I am actually going to put Grez in here. This is a really good way to build out the tier list. Now, depending on where you are hero-wise within the factions, because remember, the other heroes we're building out, number 1, we're building out Liberta. Those are going to be the focus when it comes to our Stargazer cards, also our diamonds eventually. And I am building out the Awakened version of Athalia. And there we go. This stacks our tier list, guys, with the heroes that we're looking. Now, looking again, 2 Lightbearers, 2 Maulers, 2 Wilders, 2 Graveborn. The logic behind this specifically is we're going to have to make tower progression to farm up the cards, to get Liberta, to get the Awakened version of Athalia. This is a way to, once you get to a point of power leveling or moving the needle within the faction tower, is based on here, especially because now we can get up to 60 floors that are going to be kind of benchmarked. But I'm hoping, again, as we continue to do summons, these are going to be the core heroes. And as we get them to 9 of 9, I'm going to start swapping them out. Now, specifically, when they get to 9 of 9, guys, I do not build any heroes past the 9 of 9. I know the question was, why do I have some heroes built out to the 9 of 9? Or past that 9 of 9? Why do I put stars on some of the other heroes? Guys, the YouTube account, the specific pay to win account, is to be competitive. That is really the thing, guys. That is the only place that I even spend a penny. A majority of the money I make from YouTube, from donations, from super chats, from memberships, from everything, I put back into AFK Arena. It kind of funds my my craziness that we have here, but it is the account that we're being competitive. Free to play, I absolutely 100% do not recommend it. Even looking at low spenders, light spenders, anything like that, I do not recommend building them out much higher because it is incredibly expensive. You're going to be trading off essentially diamonds and Stargazer cards and things of that nature versus building out or getting the heroes that are essential to AFK Arena. Robin Hood with Fro and Oden would be discussing. Yeah, I want to try a couple combinations in there. Is Edwin worth building? Honestly, Kai, he's not a priority, but it seems like it seems like at a point he's very niche. And again, looking at some heroes like Edwin, I don't see him being used for a long time. That's kind of the thing, to go in there and really build and spend the expense of building it. It's very expensive. What's going on, Jordan? Thank you for joining us. You should drop 2 rents per month in this game. Instant block. I'm not sure where Shadow's going with that. Shadow Mastery AFK account called Dark Ministry. Oh, I think he's talking to another person in chat. But I know Trisha loves the shiny stars, guys. Even when I borrow heroes, I borrow the shiny star heroes, which is awesome. Hopefully we can get some mythic, and hopefully it's going to be Damon. The first piece goes to Palmer. There we go, guys. Can't use Palmer, but that's okay. Now with Damon specifically, we are looking to get to the 3 of 9 furniture. That is the only place that we're building him, guys. There is an awakened version of Athelia. We are taking Damon, and I'm going to put everything into that 3 of 9 furniture. That is where we want to build him. There's a piece for Grez. There's a couple of these that we're building out specifically. But even here, guys, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to build these out for Damon. I'm going to use both of these. I want to use both these scrolls just, again, to stack up the furniture. At this game mode specifically, this furniture will be incredibly useful, just for the simple fact that putting furniture on Damon where he doesn't have any furniture, it's going to make a difference. It will make a difference building out his furniture. I might even just drop the diamonds here. I didn't want to wait the 12 hours to get a room finished because I knew they'd give us a couple more. But this will give us 1 piece of furniture for Damon. There is Palmer again. Guys, so that is double for Palmer. And then, like I was saying, I'm going to use these on Damon. Let's go ahead and equip. And we don't have the auto equip function right here, but let's go ahead. Let's auto place all of our furniture. Look at the stats. That is a lot of stats. What's going on, that one guy? Thank you for joining us. Just have fun and don't be salty when you can't compete with whales. That's it, Marco. Yeah, exactly. I don't want anyone's mental health to be crushed just because of a video game. It's honestly, it's not worth it at all, in my opinion. I'm going to do the same here. We're going to recycle all of these, and I'm just going to keep the legendary furniture. And right now, I'm going to keep the legendary furniture as much as I want to recycle it, because I know so many heroes are going to be using this once we get them up to Ascended, so on and so forth, guys. I want to wait and get the furniture and build out this furniture. It goes by pretty quick, guys. As fast as it is, it does go by pretty quick to build out these heroes, especially once we get to this point. There we go. So a little bit more health, a little less defense. Boom, draw 100 pieces of furniture. Not enough for another summons, but that's okay. Beast Ground doing the same, guys, 263. Now I'm hoping, and I think we just got the reset within here. And again, these are the ones we're looking for. Remember, we want to build up some beasts. There's a second copy of the seal. Then we have a few more. So we're already 2 copies in the seal. We're trying to make a lot more progression in the Fantastic Beast part of this. But we can also go in here and farm out some of the different parts of the game, guys. It's crazy to see, again, how much progression we have kind of made in this game. I'm happy. I'm very impressed. When's the main account? We can do it next week. We can do it next week, Apollinaire. Sorry, I have to go watch some anime. Have fun, Peter. What priority hero can I build from Labyrinth Store and the Challenger Store? So looking in here, Noir, Labyrinth Store, you want to build Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc is the priority in here, guys. And then the Challenger Store, you want to build out Mulan. The big thing in conjunction, guys, with the dimensional heroes in comparison to our regular Celestials and Hypogeans, these you just need to get the 60 shards, then you have them forever. These are going to take a lot longer to build because you need a lot more copies of these. That is the reason why, guys, we build all of the dimensional heroes first, just because of the return. The cost return is that the cost return is big. Is Saurus food? I would not do Saurus as food. Saurus is incredibly effective in a lot of different game modes, which I like. I definitely like. Signature item on Belinda or Ivan. I would absolutely go Belinda, guys. If you're building out the Awakened version of Belinda, if you don't have that signature item, 100%, guys, build the Awakened heroes first, because you're missing half of the stuff. You're essentially missing half of the things that the heroes need. if you're not building them out. I would 100%, guys, build out those awakened heroes first. That is where you do want to build them. Now, tower progression, again, these two towers were stuck. These towers I maxed out. We're going to get, I believe it is 125 when we start getting our Stargazer scrolls out of there, which is crazy. Both of these towers, again, we just need more heroes. I need more space. I need more heroes. Once this is set within the resonating crystal, so once I get all these down in 5 hours, I'm going to put 4 other maulers in here. We're going to run the mauler tower, and then we'll go kind of back and forth to continue to go in there. Versus niche with SI30. Yeah, I wouldn't feed him, and that's what I was thinking, Marco. I need a second team for the campaign as a free-to-play player. I can't find any information regarding what to focus on. My first team is full Graveborns with Damon. Honestly, you can use some of the heroes in for a second team. Before, we used to run Lucretia. Lucretia was the second team to a point, but now a lot of players are running like Liberta in here. But it's going to be a mashup, or it's going to be actually probably a catch-up Klylon to a point of having a couple of heroes to be able to run that second team. It's going to take time. It is going to take a little bit of time in there to be able to make progression. And that is by design, guys. That is literally by design, that there are kind of stopping points within AFK Arena. The double team is usually the wall that most people get, is that part. It is really the big part of AFK Arena where you get stuck. I like Awakened Belinda. Everyone has built her, so I don't need just Merker. Yeah, the Awakened version of Belinda, guys, you can borrow from just about anybody. Again, just for a lot of the short term. She was the biggest priority and still continues to be a really big priority, which is the reason why so many players build her out. Guys, she's a big priority. She is a monster damage dealer. That is one of the other things. Can't decide who to swap Edwin with, and I have him ascended. There's a couple, depending, even if you're building out Edwin. I mean, Edwin's still used. I mean, I wouldn't discount Edwin still being used in a couple different game modes. Again, we'd have to see. Yeah, and it does, Marco. You are absolutely right. It goes incredibly fast when you start getting into multiple teams. But let's see if we can build anyone out. So this is what we were talking about before. When it comes to our light bearers, I don't have 2 Elite Plus copies of anybody at this point, which is kind of crazy. As you can see, we have a ton of Mauler food, but it is the exact same scenario where I do not have anyone built out. And in here, we could actually build out, who do we got? We got Nevi. We could take Orin a little bit higher. And I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to use my food in here. There we go. Legendary. There is Legendary Plus. And again, building out Orin. I want to put some furniture on him. We know we're going to build him. We know we're going to take him essentially much higher. Plus 20 signature item is where we're building him at. And again, Ivan is going to be the one we're taking to a plus 30. But just like I've said before, guys, systematically, you have to build out AFK Arena, guys. I have notepads. I have different notepads and notes and things that I actually write down on paper on who I'm building, when I'm building. Once I get Damon, once I got Damon to a plus 20 signature item, that was a stopping point. 3 of 9 furniture, that is going to be the next stopping point in here. Then I'm going to build out Orin to a 20. That is going to be his stopping point. We're going to 9 of 9 furniture, even looking at some of the engraving on him. For Ivan specifically, we're going to a plus 30 signature item because we want this energy regeneration. I'm going to put some engraving on him, but I'm not going to do furniture on Ivan. So I have a plan for a majority of the heroes that we're building right now. I already have a plan in place on how I'm going to be utilize them, which is huge. It is big, guys. You have to plan out. You want to talk about the effectiveness in AFK Arena. Let me clean out some of these. That way, if you guys want to join me. But overall, the effectiveness of building heroes and building out a lot of heroes. And I think even, months or even a significant time ago, guys, a lot of this was not available. We didn't have anywhere near the resources that we did before. And even looking at how fast we can build and make progression in AFK Arena, I think with the build, especially putting Oden in here, so swapping some of these out, and I'll have to get some more gear in there. But I feel like this team combination here, we're going to be able to make a lot of progression. Might take some attempts to get the Ivan Damon combination working, but also with the pets, once we get the beasts out there, Again, it'll take a little bit of time, and even Oden, because we know he's going to be one shot right here. But going in here, setting up the gear, setting up everything that we need within AFK Arena, starting to get a majority of these built, even taking that off of Mishka. It's going to make a big difference. It is going to make a really, really big difference making the progression in here. I'm going through a lot of different game modes, and I even want to go through and start farming out these peaks of time, which are huge, guys. I can probably finish the rest of these, which we're pretty well above where we need to be now. But even looking at the Wandering Balloon in here, guys, you have scrolls, you have right here, you have amplifying emblems, you have primordial emblems, you have summons. You also do have a lot of rare stones and gold. Gold and essence have been incredibly difficult to actually go through AFK Arena. Even looking here, guys, Shadow Invasion is another place. Once you get to a point, you get a lot more heroes out of here. We'll actually get Chimera here in a minute, get some more diamonds out of here, but also getting diamonds and scrolls out of this way. Every place that you go in AFK Arena, guys, there is an incredible amount of resources. Yeah, it just takes time. Have to plan out the heroes, have to plan out the builds, guys, that you really want. I have Obeto, but I don't know who to link it with. Link a hero. Hopefully you have a key. I don't know if you have any of your keys that you can actually link in there. Let me check Field of Stars, guys. Unlockable. So there is a small pile of hero essence, which we don't have the gold in there. Again, if I go through and I actually farm up within the peaks of time, that's going to give me the gold to do everything else. Even here in the towers, again, we're going to push these towers in just a little bit, but making progression in here has gotten a lot easier. It 100%, guys, I can say without a doubt that it has gotten a lot easier. Is Jerome worth building? Honestly, Jeffrey, yes, Jerome is going to work well in a lot of different game modes. Just as a buffing aspect, that's kind of the short logic behind it. Again, Jerome is going to be used, and there we go, guys. Ivan and Damon taking out the combinations in there. They're going to be used. We just have to see kind of to what extent. He's being used with Belinda. But what I don't like is most players, just like what Marco said, a lot of players are just building out Jerome and actually just building him out to Mythic to get the signature item, but not putting an incredible amount of building effort in there just because it's expensive. You can 30930 him, absolutely. But it seems like a majority of the heroes that we see today are the exact same, guys, that they are just needing more and more and more of a build. That is really it. For furniture, he is in my wish list. What are your thoughts on the Awakened Graveborn? I am hoping, Davids, that it is going to be Chimera. I am really, really hoping that it's still on the fence. I hope it's up in the air still. The Awakened version of Chimera is the one that, fingers crossed, I am still looking for, that I would love to see. It would be awesome. It would be awesome to see it being Chimera. And I really feel like if it is not Chimera, that they're doing her a really big disservice with it not being Chimera. And I hope the Dolly dialogue that we're seeing right now after Robin Hood is going to be Chimera. I'm really, really hoping that is going to be the case in its entirety. And just like this, guys, Damon might not work on the first time. Think of a Thorn Cheese. Damon might not pull everything that he needs to on the first time, but going through there, you can get through, and it does make it a little bit easier. He'll get through. Again, it might take quite a few attempts to get through, but for a majority of them, they do get in there. How do you get the dimensional keys? The dimensional keys come from the Field of Stars. Yep. So they do come from the dimension. They come right here, or no, I don't think it's this one. I think those are the draw packs. Yeah, the Field of Stars. I forget which star it is in, but one of these you do get based on the heroes. You get the keys. You can actually put the keys together. That way it doesn't use the resources to actually build them out, which works incredibly well. It does work incredibly well in there. Quite sad looking at all the lore with Dolly's most recent hint. It looks like Theowen, more like Theowen than Chimera, the Next Awaken. Yes, JJP. So the other two options that a lot of players were actually talking about was one, Some of them were talking Theowin, but most of them were talking Isabella. So that was the other one that a lot of people were also saying was it could be Isabella that we're going to see the awakened version of. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if this is the route they go, exactly kind of how they go that route. Again, it's going to be interesting to see. And I recycled all my gear. That's why I don't have any gear. If you wonder why he is completely naked, but I think Liberta has a gear. I saved 2 of each. So right now, based on the build, guys, I save 2 essential gear sets on each hero. For instance, I have Orin and I have Leica, I have Damon and I have Brutus, and then I have the 2 casters right here. That is the way that I build my gear. And I keep the gear within here. Again, we're going to go through here. I want to farm up the King's Tower a little bit, get some more diamonds, but get some more essence out of here. Yeah, there we go, Rage. Rage has got it on point. So a plot twist, it is the awakened version of Nara. That is right. Is the awakened version of Leica a top priority? Still in the top 2 or 3? Absolutely, absolutely, Alvin. When you look at Leica, when you look at Belinda, when you look at Athelia, even looking at the support, so looking at Sophia, yeah, both of those or all 3 of those, they have a place. They are they're pretty close. Wait, the next hero is awakened. JT, that's what a lot of players are saying. That is the mention. That is kind of what I believe Dolly is alluding to, is the next hero is going to be an awakened hero. That's kind of the mention. We also have a new pet, guys. I have a video that I kind of got set. Super busy today between having football and everything else. I actually have a repairman here right now that's working on my garage. My garage broke like 2 days ago, which was kind of crazy. Where are you at in the Thrilling Voyage? So the Thrilling Voyage, not too far. I don't have it unlocked, Primo. So the only thing that I have in the Thrilling Voyage is the Beasts. That's it. I don't have the rest of it unlocked at this point. So I'm hoping pretty soon, and I'll show you what I mean. Thrilling Voyage, the only one that I have right now is the Fantastic Beast, and it just reset, or no, it didn't reset yet. So I think it resets tonight. As you can see, every Monday it resets, but I have no attempts left, guys, to continue in here. And I wanted to go through and fill out some of these or finish out some of these. I don't have the beast, unfortunately, to make a lot of progression in there, but we are still moving, guys. We're still moving the needle every single time that we're in here, guys, doing summons, and a double right there, guys, which is Khazard. There is the first hypo hero that we have seen, guys, and it is Khazard. Very, very cool. And then we did get Rosaline. So that is the first one, guys. That is the first and literally only hypo hero we have, which is right here. Khazard all by himself. Current Rift comps, I can go over some of those later lucks. Right now, I have none. I don't have anyone. If you're talking about this account specifically, I don't even have enough heroes to play or to place a second team. I'm going to have to change some of these up so we can see if we can make some progression in here. I don't have anyone. I don't have anyone built. It's sad to say, but yeah. Have they mentioned anything about more new beasts? About the new beast? No, I haven't seen anything, Trisha. Not yet for the new one. Yeah, Awakened Oden would be OP for sure. I really have no connection to Chimera, as it's always been food. Yeah, so the big pushback or the big caveat to Chimera, Marco, is Chimera was the driving force of AFK Arena in her entirety until Damon came. Literally, Chimera drove everything until we got to the point of having Damon. And there is Hodgkin, guys. We keep unlocking all of the heroes, but to get multiple copies of the heroes we need, that has been incredibly difficult. Now, looking at our tier stones, we can finally use ones. I even got the tier 3 stones. These, again, I can only use ones till we get to chapter, I believe, 25, which we're at, what, 21 right now. We have a long time before we can finish out essentially getting a lot more stones or leveling up the stones that we have on these specific heroes. And again, I only focus on building out our faction-specific gear. I don't worry about any of the rest of it. I don't want to. There's not really a big reason to build it out because essentially it's just going to become food. Where do you fall in the rankings? So the only thing I have right now is the Cursed Realm. Nightmare Corridor is still locked, but Cursed Realm, we were actually Realm Mastery 4. So we got through the first 3. Again, didn't make a lot of progression in here. 306, or right there, 1.3. This was running REM. So this was my highest attempt, was running REM that we did last time. Nightmare Corridor is not even here yet. And then of course the Twisted Realm, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna use in here. Got a little bit more time, but overall, I'm not even to the point where I really place within those. It's just gonna take more time. It's gonna take more time. It's gonna take a little bit more build with where we're gonna get in there. I hope she will be bad because I don't want another Awakened hero yet. If they come out with Chimera and Joffrey in the Awakened version of Chimera is really bad, that will probably be devastating to a ton of players. Now, guys, I also wanted to share, we are almost to 35,000 subscribers. We have actually talked about this for quite a while. The 35,000 subscriber mark is like, I think this morning was like 3 away, which is just incredibly crazy to think, but I believe we were 2 or 3 subscribers away from that, from the 35,000 mark, which is awesome, which is kind of crazy. So if you haven't subbed to the channel, guys, sub. We are very, very close in there. In your pay to win, where do you fall in the rankings? So the rankings, I'm usually about 8 to 10% JT. So on the pay to win account, it is roughly about the 8 to 10% is where I've been running. And I've been building a lot of the primary heroes, adding stars on there, taking them past the 60 engraving to really go in there. I think Awakened Theowen is good because of the backstory. I don't know. I don't know how they would make Theowen or how effective Theowen would be in that aspect. It would be interesting to see. Devastate a lot of players. Yeah, I know. Wait, I'm fixing it. Oh, I think Kai's fixing something. I don't know what Kai is fixing, but as far as this account, guys, again, I know a lot of players have been following it for the last 2 weeks. It's been fun. It's been an incredible, a new experience going through here and seeing just how fast you can go through here. It's crazy. It is kind of crazy. Yes, and that's my thought. Just what Citrix said. They better give us the beloved Chimera. That is my thought in its entirety, guys. And these, for a majority of these, I have a lot of these memorized at this point, guys, which is kind of fun, but still kind of crazy to think that a majority of these we do kind of have built and we do kind of have memorized, because we can run a couple different pretty strong teams in here. But I want a healer. You got to run a healer in here or it doesn't work. Even running multiple support in these game modes. But with Lucretia, it should be easy. Who should I build, Liberta or Demia? I would go with Liberta first. Liberta would be the first one that I would look to build. Now I think I can go back. I think this is how we build this one out. Spiders are cocooned. There we go. We'll pick up that one. Pick up this one. And I want to say going in here, then we can, I don't even think we need to take this one out, but I think we can for the relic that we set in here. Do you think that I should wait for her or continue Sophia? I have Sophia at Legendary Plus. Honestly, I like Sophia, and Sophia still does have a ton of utility within the game. The utility with Sophia is not going to go away. And again, just like we said with the Awakened version of Belinda, the Awakened version of Sophia is not going to go away with the new heroes that we're seeing in the AFK Arena. So building her out, you absolutely definitely could. Again, just for the simple fact that you're not going to see the utility with her going away. Doesn't mean you have to race her and build her out. I would at least get her to Mythic, get the signature item, build her out to there, and then possibly see where it falls with the Awakened version of, depending who it is, the Awakened version of whoever comes next would be the one that I would kind of look at and see. But I'm hoping it's Chimera. And again, I feel like a ton of people would be super disappointed if Chimera came out and then Chimera was not effective by any means. That would be kind of devastating. That would be devastating. Kai said, congratulations on 35K. Are we already there? Let me see, guys, if we are there, because I know we were close. And it is saying 35,000 subscribers. So I think Kai just fixed it for us. How high is Lucila's priority? Lucila is right built behind where we see Liberta. So again, we're still seeing a lot of utility with that hero specifically, but we are at 35K, guys. That is right. Incredible, incredible to see. 35,000 subscribers on AFK Arena is incredible. That's awesome. I refreshed it, Joffrey. It says 35. So there's our gifting membership for this one, guys. And we gifted 10 memberships this time to celebrate hitting that 35K mark. It showed 35. If not, it's going to be a little bit later today. But I know we are absolutely close, guys. So congratulations to everyone who gets the gifting of the memberships. It'll take a little bit for those to show up, but I love doing it, guys. It's really, really cool to me to see all the little hippos pop up with the memberships. And let's see, we have Joffrey, we have Shadow, Primo, Pipo, Vlad is in there, Noah, Eugene, Adrian, and Alexander, and David's. Congratulations, guys. There is the 10 memberships. And again, it'll just take a little bit of time for those to pop up in the chat. Awesome to see, guys. I love doing, again, I love doing the gifting memberships. I find it really, really cool to see all of those little hippos in there. So we're going to go through here, guys. This is going to give us summons. This is going to give us, of course, some more resources. And I think it might actually unlock the next one. These, like I said earlier, these are one of the absolute biggest places to farm. You have to make sure, guys, that you're farming everything you have in AFK Arena. But the biggest place, honestly, I would say between these two is number one being the Misty Valley. The Misty Valley, you have to keep on farm, and you want to push the progression as far as possible, going through there, making progression just based on going in there and making progression based on your campaign progression. Now remember, you have to get to 41 to max out all of the loot in there. But the second one, the Peaks of Time. Peaks of Time are huge, guys. You have to build out and you have to go through these Peaks of Time adventures, the Voyage of Wonders, the Peaks of Time. These just yield so much loot, especially if you're going through a ton of these. A lot of players will stack them up, do 3 or 4 together. The progression that is made out of these, not only the summons, but also when you start getting into the bait, when you start getting into the elemental cores, the engraving mats, it's a game changer, guys. It is absolutely a game changer there. Lazarus is never lucky. Yeah, I have your feeling. I know you're never lucky, Lazarus. Outside of AFK Arena, guys, and the decent rate that we have on summons, I've never won anything. No contest, no lotto, no scratchers, no nothing. I'm on the same boat that you are, Lazarus. Imagine farming this game when you need over 1 hour swapping stuff. So that's what it used to be, Shadow. So what Shadow just said, guys, used to be a reality. So we would literally go through swapping gear on every single team. And again, this is when Mythic gear was the only one, or we started getting faction specific gear. We would go through, and I would go through on my account and swap my gear out time and time again. Literally going through and removing all of your gear from everyone, re-equipping all of the gear from everyone. This game took a lot more time in that aspect. It was hard to go through. It just took a lot of time. If you wanted to really be competitive in AFK Arena, it took an incredible amount of time. And that's it. So Robbie remembers those days. Yes, that was it, guys. There was, so what do we got? We got 2 of 3, 8 of 8. And of course, the Depths of Time is the one you have to do twice. It is one of the absolute biggest pain in the butts, guys. But this one you do have to do twice. You got to come over here. You got to get all of these set up. And I'm hoping that I don't need any of these, because this time we're actually going to go through this Depths of Time, and we're going to burn the village up here. And again, it's pretty funny that I just remember how we went through all of these, because I've done them a lot of times. I've really done them a lot of times. Yeah, so Dark Lucifer, that is right. So, and again, saying how long we've kind of been playing this game, I remember when we didn't have the signature items, it just said coming soon. So the slot where you see your signature items as of today had nothing but the coming soon aspect, and that was it, guys. There was nothing else but the coming soon. And it was that way for a ton of time, was the coming soon. I'm waiting to see, and I'm wondering if they're going to. So there's 3 and 8. Like I said, that gives us the Field of Stone, guys. More resources out of there, and we're getting into some diamonds, getting into some more summons, which is awesome to see. What do we got? Team Hunt has started. Turtle started the team hunt. Very cool, guys, but we got 10 more summons in here. and I'm using these as fast as we can get them. And another elite, which is Orin. We're one copy away, guys. We are one copy away from Orin being, I believe, ascended at this point. That would be the second ascended hero. That's it. One copy, and we'll have Damon, and we'll have Orin set, which is going to be awesome. Again, building out his signature item. I think we're close. Next one we should be able to build, and then we'll be on to Mythic Ivan, and then building these out. Very, very cool, guys. How good will be the new hero? Honestly, Benz, doesn't seem like super effective right now, but we're going to have to see. We are definitely going to have to see exactly where the hero does fall in, guys. We have 100 red chests already. We got some tier stones. Might actually use those, but guys, we're at just an hour, so that will do it for our live stream today. 21-26, I think based on what we have here, I feel like 21 we can get through, probably into 22, maybe even 22 getting through. King's Tower making some more progression as these unlock through the days. Should be easy. Peaks of Time making some more progression in the older voyages and the newer voyages, again, making some more progression in there. Stacking up the summons, as long as we got some time to play on this account, I feel like we're going to be able to go in there to make a lot of progression. I'm missing a lot of meta and even just awakened heroes as I stopped playing a few times. Now I'm building Demia. Any tips? What else you could do? Farm the towers. If you're looking at building Liberta, if you're looking at building Demia, guys, the towers are the biggest resource when it comes to Stargazer cards and time emblems. Those are really the two biggest things by far that you need to farm every day. Even if that means murking heroes, making 2 floors or 1 floor progression every single time, make the progression in the towers, guys. I cannot stress it enough on how important these towers are and how much loot you really get out of there. From the red chest to the engraving mats as you're going through, to the cards, everything else, guys, it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome to go through here. But again, guys, that'll do it for the stream for Sunday. Thank you guys for joining us. Congratulations. We did together hit the 35,000 subscriber mark, which is absolutely crazy. Even looking over on my finance account, we're almost to 550 subscribers over on the finance. It's been crazy, actually blowing up as the news gets out there about the account, guys. And a lot of players do want to come financially free, which is my goal. Have a little bit left in the house, and then that's it. Debt is gone, guys. But again, that'll do it for today's live stream. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Wishlist account. And as always, thank you guys for watching.